You know what the best shit was? I got that phone call last week. I haven't checked my messages because they go to the. I'm too depressed. I don't even want to know. But the guy's like, yeah, we got the Milabot and we got the Jared, and the Milabot is telling us all kinds of things about you. It's the chitter chatter girl. It's exactly right. She, she just you couldn't shut her up. And then listen to this. Then wait, listen to what he did next. She's telling the guy on the phone. That was awesome. And she's telling us all this stuff about you. You can't shut her up. Chatterbox. That's right. Isn't that great? Chatterbox. She's telling it. She is. She wouldn't shut the fuck up. She's telling the dudes everything about me and shit. I'm fucking that meal ahead. God is my witness. She wants it. She's not gonna admit it. She's not gonna admit it totally. She's gonna be a quiet little girl with a beet red face. Well, fuck that. Yeah, she does. And that's what it makes me think of, though. When I think of Deerhead, I think of the Doors, Unhappy Girl, and I think of Tim Timebomb's. Um, she's drunk all the time. Makes me think of Renee. When I first heard that shit, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. But that's what it reminds me of. Tim Timebomb's. She's drunk all the time, and the Doors, Unhappy Girl. Little deer head all locked up and shit in the zoo. Come out here, Dad. Oh. But Milabot better be a sober bitch. She better have learned from the mistakes of her family and just be like, I'm not doing drugs. If there's one thing, if there's one thing, I'm not doing drugs. You know, drugs are something you earn. You know, or if you're in great pain, maybe you can, like I was, or maybe Deerhead is. I guess it's okay, but you know, the drugs are paramount. They come over. They trust me. They. I got a pill problem, and I've had one for 30 fucking years, and they come above everything at times, and it takes like a year or two to start seeing clearly. But the just you, I called alprazolam my ultimate fucking love affair. You know, one day to be honest with you, I'll do heroin because I'm in a great amount of emotional and spiritual pain, and it's something that I'll keep secret because society doesn't look down upon that in a good way. But I've always been very professional and very good about my drugs. It's because I've always been in great spiritual pain and great emotional pain. But that shit's not to be taken lightly. She went headlong, on fire, suicide kamikaze into drugs, and it looks like suicide to me. But she's a great girl. Little meal about it. I'd like to introduce her to pills because she's got, just like me, she might have. I don't want. It doesn't. Well, look at her sister and look at, she might have drugs in her fucking in her in her genealogical makeup, and it's like that's the thing about doctors. That's where they come in. They do save lives. When they put people on pharmaceuticals, they're sparing them from a life of street drugs. I'm talking to my sister, and she's saying the same thing I'm saying. She wants to. She often thinks about going onto the streets and getting some relief, and it's like these are different times. It's fucked up. We used to have great doctors. Every time I would get rid of a doctor, I would pass it along to my sister, and you know, and all was well in the world, kind of, sorta. You don't want me and her on the streets. You just don't. It's not good for your system. It's not good for us. Little Mealbot needs to not even think about doing drugs. Just marijuana and pills. That's enough to tear your fucking head off. You know what I mean? Me, I'm not gonna live too much longer. I'm all this misery and all this pain can only be quelled and quenched in a sea of opiate. I'm thinking some kind, just to unwind and stop the aging process. And like like Trump said today, and like RFK said earlier in the week, and I think even Bernie Sanders said it. Somebody said it, but stress kills. It fucking kills. It'll age you before your day. It'll give you physical. It will physically break you down. It fucking kills. Remember that old expression, "Speed kills"? Yeah, but so does stress, and worry and shit like that. And this is not a life. It altered my destiny. But that's the kind of shit I would keep secret from my girl. I go up into my den, I creep around, I go up into my gallery and I do my thing. And she kind of knows, but we never discuss it. Because just all this pain I'm in. It's an extraordinary amount of pain, and no fantasies in the world seem to. They do, but they don't. They don't seem to help it. Yeah, but if there's one message, don't do fucking drugs. Just don't. If you're gonna do them, do the right ones. Go to the government. Go to doctors for the right drugs. Right now, it's impossible because there's so many reasons why, but it's not helping me. If they just listened to me in the first place, if you're gonna write Adderall, you got to write a barbiturate in concert with it. Otherwise you'll see what happens. You'll be up for 7 fucking days, and you can't help it. It's not it just the shit's pumping through your fucking veins, and eventually you have a seizure or whatever, and you get paranoid. But I won't ever go back. I don't want to go back to alprazolam, but I mean, lorazepam or something like that might be a good idea. I need to listen. If you have a good doctor, do you really need to have street drugs? I mean, Adderall seems to be enough, and lorazepam or Xanax seems to be more than anybody would ever need if you have a decent script of it. But you got to watch yourself because this shit, it's toxic. It builds up and it does fucked up shit. But that's the message with that. Meal about do not do drugs. You know, little JoJo. You're getting a baby soon anyway. Whether or not she wants it, she's getting one.